Yeah, the smaller meals are better because if you think about it in terms of the way that the digestive system and the energy production systems work, if you put in a large volume of food, number one, it puts a huge burden on the existing structures responsible for managing that food, namely the stomach primarily, and then the small intestine, and then the units of secondary units of digestion and absorption, which would be the gallbladder and the liver, and then some portions of the large intestine. So when you put a large volume in, you're less likely to have sufficient enzymes and hydrochloric acid available to digest that food, and therefore that undigested food passes through as an incompletely digested food particle, which poses a couple of problems. Number one, you don't get the nutritional value out of that food because it's incompletely digested. Number two, that incompletely digested food is a food source for the body, and so the body's looking at it saying, how can I get access to these nutrients? And it does this by increasing what's called the osmotic pressure, or the fluid pressure, between the stomach and the small intestine, and it forces these large particles through the small holes in the small intestine, which in effect enlarges those holes and allows toxins to drift back into the system along with these undigested food particles. And then the body sees these incompletely digested food particles, doesn't recognize them for what they are, and perceives them to be a threat and activates the immune system. And so it creates a whole host of problems when you eat the larger meals less frequently. So if you eat smaller portioned meals, but proportionately nutritionally sound, in other words, if you look at the palm of your hand, and the palm of your hand representing the complex carbohydrates, the fruits and the vegetables, and then the first two fingers representing the protein, the last two fingers representing the fat, if you eat smaller meals in those proportions, in those ratios, then it's an optimal opportunity for the body to completely digest it, absorb it, get the nutrients from it, and not cause any of the secondary side effects that I just described.